up, man? Hello.
よく来た友よ。早速だが、その方の価値がいかなるものか品定めさせてもらうとしよう。
俺の価値？そんなの俺が決めるっての。
頼もしいな、鹿の友。ではあの者の心を見定めてもらいたい。
お任せください、義輝様。
うん、
この人に勝ったら僕も一人前の武将っすよね、おやさん。そんな君は
揺るぎなき信念を持つ者か。面白い。
おやさん、この人かなりせっかちっすよ。おやさん直伝の技のさえとくと味わえ。危なくなったらおやさんだけでも逃げてくださいよ。
貴様らごときを義輝様のこの絵とは認めん。消えうせい。悪うございました。
僕の推理が正しければこのままだととんでもないことになります。
わかった。感謝しよう、鹿の友よ。
痛い。この者と義輝様との立ち合いを。
三成さん、
姉上、またそのような傍若無人を。
長政様の位置も
Oh, I forgot to post this in the Discord, huh? I mean, I'll take care of that for you. Whenever you post in there, make sure you ping stream notifications, but I'll do it for you this time. I'm not using lossless, so it's easy. Oh, I'm alright. Had a good day off. Got some errands done, had a nice pizza, hung out the cats. Could be worse. Needed a day off from taking care of people. Feel very good today. Took a break.
私がここまで追い詰めるとは波の猛者ではないな。
Oh, the Izuna drop missed.
ばっかりでしょ。
愛すみませぬ。
赤き壁は満樹さ白き壁は彩の草。またダメなの？どうしてうちは役に立てないの？玉政様、ねえ聞こう。ここはみんなに任せて。
Where is it crashing? Because I have not had that problem for years, dude. Where and how is it crashing? Maybe I can help. I was playing on Steam Deck earlier, and no issues. Make sure your emulator's updated. But yeah, it is very annoying when this game crashes because it doesn't have like interim saves, so you lose everything.
体育は健やかであるか
体のことだったらわらわに任せなさい。たっぷり品定めしてあげる。あっさりわらわに届いてはつまらないものにしっかり邪魔してね、お前たち。
I mean, they never really fixed this game's playability. It just kind of started working one day, and I was the one that found out that it was working. It's possible that maybe one of the updates made it worse, which does happen. But I haven't had any issues.
ヨシテル様のご期待に添えば王将は思いのままぞ。
ここからウヌラのさらなるたぎり粘りを見たいな。
この賭けに勝ってはわらわはあなたのものに張り合いがあるでしょ。
Brilliant. Brilliant. Work of art game right here.
どうなるかしら。あとは任せるわ。わらはちょっと喉が渇いたの。誰か。
どの軍勢は強い。正念場だな、友よ。みんないなくなってしまったな。愚かで身勝手な主君と世を恨むがいい。若き息吹よ。
The patch doesn't cause it. The game was crashing before the patch. The patch has nothing to do with it. That's not why it's happening to you. I can tell you that from experience. This game just kind of started working again after they did a couple updates, but they didn't like fix the game itself.
熱い。これが命を賭すという感覚。さあ、勝負はここからだぞ。試合を続けよう、友よ。 神草の心を理解しろとならば世の心を神草は理解するか。願わくば世に変わり
It's possible that you have a hardware combination that the emulator doesn't like. But yeah, they never did any specific updates to make this game not crash. Because yeah, I used to play this before that patch that fixed it, and it was miserable because, you know, you could just lose 10 to 20 minutes of gameplay. But it hasn't been doing that for me, man. I don't really know of a way to help you. I've had no issues. I hate when people say that, but I've played quite a bit on emulator and on Steam Deck, and I've had no problems at all, so... It's possible that that's it, but yeah, they did an update, like... What was it like? It was around the time that the patch came out, the English patch. They did an update to the emulator that just made it stop crashing. And I did like a 5... I played this game for like 5-6 hours straight, and I didn't have a single crash. So I posted in the patch Discord that, like, at least on my end, the crashing was fixed, because it was happening really frequently. It was like every 2-3 levels you would do would crash, and it would always crash at the end on the result screen, so it didn't save. So complete wasted time. But then I did like that 6-hour stream, and I didn't have a single crash. So I told people it was safe to play. But that was like 2 years ago, so I don't know if they did some kind of ninja patch that made it worse. Because, like I said, they didn't specifically fix this game. It's something that they did with the emulator that made it stop crashing, which basically means it was a compatibility issue that they didn't intentionally fix, because this isn't a popular game. It's not like, you know, Shad PS4. they fix stuff for Bloodborne instantly, because it's like the only game that people really want to emulate, because almost everything else that's on PS4 has a PC port that's dirt cheap. And then you also need a really good computer to even emulate PS4. So at that point, pirating the ROM is like putting in more effort than just buying the game legally. You know, why would you go pirate like Dark Souls 3 when you can get it on sale for like 20 bucks? There's no reason. But yeah, with this, I think they should put it as like, I don't think it should be orange anymore. I think it should be green, but according to you, it's still crashing. But I have not had that experience. It's been pretty much perfect. So I don't know how up to date your emulator is, but I just updated mine a few days ago on my Steam Deck, and it just kind of works. So that's all I can really say about it. But that's what happens when emulators get updates. Sometimes they make games run worse. Like, for instance, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, there was that one build of Yuzu that could run that without it dropping frames. And then they kept updating it until the shutdown, and it got worse. Astral Chain is another one, I think. Astral Chain runs pretty bad on Yuzu. It always ran better on Ryujinx, because it didn't stutter and drop frames as much. No, it's always been a thing. They update the emulator and they don't like mean to break something, but it does happen. I've had it happen multiple times. Like, I wanted to give Astral Chain another chance, but the emulators that are out right now, they all run it the same way. It's like really clunky. We're gonna do some combo practice, so I'll probably put up another video for this for the 15th anniversary. I haven't gotten my save off my deck yet. I've been not lazy to do it, it's just a real pain to get it off there. Yeah, I don't feel like it right now. Just cheat in money or use a 100% save if I want to.
お主自身の手で挑む段位を決め。マジっすか。
まあそう硬くなんなよ。ただ稽古さ。リラックスして打ってこい。
時には荒れ狂えと政宗様に言われちゃいる。うり二つなのは見た目だけではない。
つうかこれってイカサマスレスレじゃねえ。
てめえの好きに。よくぞ。まずはお主自身の手で挑む段位を決め。
Oh, this game has the best anti-infinite system with the way that it counts move usage to prevent you from repeating the same moves. And then also, if you do an invalid combo and their bar is full, then they do their BASARA.
政宗様に言われちゃいる。うり二つなのは見た目だけではないぞ。
つうかこれってイカサマスレスレじゃねえ。
Like that.
今一度覚悟を決めるべき時が来たようだ。覚えたぞ。無王の敵、その瞳をな。七つ目の刃がてめえを引き裂く。
Lock on is in Yukimura Den, but then you have to play Yukimura Den, so pick your poison. Gotta play this game like Monster Hunter. No, no baby mode lock on. I'm just kidding. I wish it had lock on too. I'm not shitting on your request, but it's definitely one of the worst things about this game, objectively. I don't think anybody would disagree.
ジャンボザビーに向いてないと思うんだよね。攻撃に迷いはどう？まっすぐ殺しに来んね。このような時になんですが、ザビー卿をどう思われますか？悪いけど、俺は勝ち続けるよ。二度と未来は手放さねえ。真の次元を見るまで死ぬわけにはいきもはん。見事な腕前、手前の力を尽くし答えねばなりますまい。驚かせたまえ。あなたはザビー様を信じますか？布教しないと怒られるのよな。今日のライチリは調子いいぞ。音で伝わっちゃうよな。
Hey, if you want to do that, be my guest. Want to be a hero and do that? By all means, I'm not gonna stop you.
俺が負けを認めない限り、直江兼次は無敵。さらば。
We need somebody to make 60 FPS for Innocence and Heartsar, and then add an Arts Ball to Innocence R. That's like my dream mod right there. That has to happen at some point. Innocence R needs an Arts Ball desperately. combat in that game is too good to be locked to 8 slots. It'd be incredible if we can get that to happen someday.
こっちの身になって考えたことある？そちらさんてめえ悪すぎじゃねえ。負けどころが勘弁しろ。いくさまよ。俺様に勝てそうだとか思ってない？こんな時にあれですけど、道場の月謝値上げしません？おら！気合が足りぬぞ、サスケ！忍びが姿を消すってことはわかるよね。ようやく道半ば。息はつくには早いとし。
秋を日の本の中心に、それが我ら毛利の対岸ぞ。
日の本の中心は四国。常識だろうが。グブツめ。
剣術かい？それとも蹴り？好きな方でやってやんよ。
俺に勝ったら船をやるよ。やるほどもつきでな。
采配は計りごとのみにありんす。我が部とくと見よ。
What's up, Gaijin? Hello.
なんだ、鬼に顔を覚えられたぞ。せいぜい気をつけな。
体制に影響なし。だが不愉快だ。引き際を見極めるも采配のうちよ。
バンビ、お前はいずれザビー教の星となる信者です。駆け上がるのさ、コンブへの階段。この消しに相当手強いっす。今度会うときは愛について語らいましょう。三日三晩不眠不休で。
Bad gameplay.
おやさん、ピンときたっす。おそらく僕たちは今クリス。なるほど。あなたの疑いは晴れました。では
Seen the
先を急ぎますよ。
character action games Reddit talking about this game. Like, yeah, this is a Muso game that passes for a character action game. It have more depth than a character action game in some ways because of the way that the tagging works. You can do things you can't do in the typical character action game. Only character action games that let you tag are the Oni-chan-bara games. And Assault Spy, of course. Before anyone asks, he's invisible because I messed up the patching process. It's one of the things that breaks. But since I've mostly been playing this on deck, I haven't cared to fix it, so... Yukimura's having a bad day. He's having an out-of-body experience.
このわしが見ておるぞ。手負いが虎の恐ろしさ、ご覧に入れよう。我が二尊、
地に突き立てる。
まだじゃ。その武田ぎしい武者ぶり、武田の黒帯連中にも存分に披露せい。
剣、ここで私と一筋舞いましょう。
喜んで剣心様。
このままでは軍神の治れというもの。ここであったが百発どきなさい。私にはかないます。
覚悟しろ。私が最後の一投まで油断はしない。くそ、どこをつけば覆せる。軍神の意向を感じたのなら下がれ。
さあ、締めまで勢いついていこうぜ。指を加えて見ているがいい。我が怒り、天をのみ血を砕け。お前の歯の力感じるぞ。我が拳の前にひれ伏すがいい。いずれ我が拳で砕いてみせよう。
もう散り際の美しさにこだわれる身じゃないんでね。
この戦友と共にお主の力と技を見極めようぞ。
働いたら負けなんじゃないかって最近思うんだよね。
五行に上昇、真珠に上位なし。せめて気迫だけでもわしに勝っておれば。なかなかの気骨じゃ。手負いの虎は恐ろしいぞ。
That was a good conversion. Very good conversion.
その力にて明日の世を支えよ。お主の魂に風林火山の片鱗を見たぞ。
豊臣の左腕に
Yeah, this team could do some really fun stuff. Because when you go from the next slice into the Izuna drop, as long as you push the button right away, he tracks. And then while he's going down, you can tag. Now this is hard because of this game is like Monster Hunter and it doesn't have lock-on, but you can do whatever you want after that. They're in like a hard knockdown. This is one of my favorite teams to play. I have a lot of other teams that I play, but they're not leveled up on this save because my save got lost when I did the big computer upgrade last summer, and I still have it on the Steam Deck, but it's really hard to get it off there. I just can't figure out where the save is. I'll have to make a post and try to find it, but for the sake of Muso Mei, I'm just kind of just playing on this one. The image quality is going to be way better than the deck, even though I've been playing on the deck for the last couple days, and the performance is a lot better. However, there's some levels where it's like not taxing the deck and it's still dropping frames, but you can play the Bloody Palace here just fine, so if you want to do combos, that's the place to go. No, they're too busy making a Monster Hunter that sold like 10 million copies and runs like garbage. You don't want to make good games anymore. And everybody complains about the performance but still freaking buys it, which is just going to perpetuate the problem. They don't need to make a good game like this anymore. Just put out more slop like Wilds, which like apparently plays really well, but none of that matters because it runs like trash on more than capable computers. The gamers can't commit to boycotting something, they still buy it. What that does is it's told them that they don't need to make a functional product anymore like this. This game has like no game-breaking bugs at all. I mean, there's stuff you can do with, there's glitches and stuff, but you have to be, like, actually looking for them. I mean, play this on real hardware. This is pretty much the most well-made Muso game, even outside of the combat. It's just a very high-quality game. There are no, like, bugs in this game that are, like, modern games from the past couple years where they're, like, $80 and they don't work. Like Monster Hunter Wilds. Same company. The game barely works. It still sold millions of copies. People were complaining during the betas, and I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't buy it. Don't reward them for making a bad product. Yeah, this is the 20th anniversary of the series, though, so I don't know. Realistically, they could put this on Switch, too. I feel like there is a possibility for that with the anniversary, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Capcom makes very few things that I actually like anymore. They've killed, like, all the franchises I liked. There's no God Hand remaster in sight. There's no more Mega Man. This franchise is dead. Final Fight is dead. Like, all the shit I actually care about is long dead and not coming back. So I saw their Capcom Creators Program. I thought about applying, but I'm like, what do they make anymore they actually like? They killed off all the franchises I actually liked. I'm not gonna sit here and chill a garbage Monster Hunter game that doesn't run on a quantum-powered NASA computer. No thanks. I'd rather keep doing my own thing like this. I don't like shilling random crap. I understand why people do it, but me personally, I only want to shill stuff if I would use it. They have like nothing of interest coming out, like at all right now, for me. Unless they're gonna make like a Final Fight 4 this year. That would be nice. Not gonna happen though. That's a Delulu dream right there. They actually care about their good franchises. Now it's just Monster Hunter and Resident Evil. completely ignore all their good franchises. But yeah, they might do a 20th anniversary collection, because they've actually been doing pretty good with preservation lately. We've got like almost every mainline Mega Man game is preserved. Huge chunk of their fighting games are preserved now. As much as I rag on modern Capcom completely being out of touch with at least the things I enjoy that they've made, they've been doing pretty good with preservation, so I could honestly see there being a 20th anniversary collection for this franchise sometime this year. But their like first quarter of the Switch 2 is Street Fighter 6, so you might hear something after that. But I don't know. I felt like we went through this with the 15th anniversary. Exact same question. We all know how badly that ended. They didn't announce jack shit. And they kept shilling that crap mobile game that shut down like 3 months later. And they had a guitar and a rice cooker. They couldn't do like the bare minimum, which would have been to you know, preserve the games on Switch, which would have made a lot of money. There may have been some kind of hurdle with getting the games to run well. They would have had to port MT Framework to the Switch, and then you know, maybe they couldn't get the performance the way they wanted it, because this game, Digital Foundry should do a video on this game, because they use a lot of really batshit insane tricks to make it run at 60, which is why this game's performance is leaps and bounds better than any other Muso game that's on PS3. Stuff like nothing behind you is rendered, things like that. They use a lot of tricks. Maybe there's some issues with like getting that to work on a more modern platform, but and again, this game is on PS4, so I don't know, maybe I'm just spouting bullshit. Yeah, if anything's gonna ever happen with this franchise again that is video game related, it probably will be this year because it's the 20th anniversary. But I would not place bets on it. Given the piss poor treatment this series got for its 15th, I don't think 5 years of time passing is gonna make them treat it any better. The mobile game looked really bad, and it had a very short lifespan. Basically, it was nothing like this. It was like kind of a face roll, semi-turn-based game, which I guess they thought would be easier for people to get into, because there's a lot of people that like BASARA but aren't combat nutcases like we are. And I can understand they wanted to make it more accessible, but apparently it just didn't hit, because there are too many other games like that, and just putting a BASARA skin on something like that with barely any gameplay just was not enough. The gacha market is way more competitive now, but back then it's not like it was any different. There wasn't Genshin Impact back then, but for like gacha games with no gameplay that have popular characters, there's like millions of them. They really should have tried to diversify a little bit more, but I guess with the time period, a lot harder to make an action gacha game back then. I mean, right now, like, half a decade has passed since the 15th anniversary, and it's still garbage to play all these gacha games on actual phone. It's terrible to play them on there. The frame rate is not good unless you're like, you're really rich, you have a really good phone, and then also the battery life is a concern. Even if you could run something like Wuthering Waves or Genshin, you know, you need the phone for more important shit, right? Like, answering phone calls, paying bills, emails, normal adult functionality. Which is why, like, most of the gacha games that are successful right now, they make most of their money on PC and console. There's a reason why, Zenless Zone Zero was on PS5, like, day one. So it's like they make the games for phone, but it's becoming a really shrinking market. Sometimes people spend money on the phone, but they, like, don't actually play it. Most of their playtime is going to be on a more powerful machine. But yeah, I could see something happening this year, but I'm not gonna go make a clickbait video about it. There is a chance, though. There's more powerful hardware. They could very easily put this on there now, because I know that all these collections that are coming out, like all the fighting collections, the Marvel collection, and then the fighting collection 2 that just came out, they all use MT framework. So they are still actively using that engine, and that's the engine that these were built in, so I still don't know why they didn't do it the last anniversary. It felt completely tone deaf to not do it at the last anniversary. It's literally just throwing money away. But now with the Switch 2, there is no excuse. I mean, I have this game on Steam Deck. I could play it on my deck right now. It does run pretty well, especially for being emulated and not being a native port. The Switch 2 could easily handle this game. I think the issue is, would they put it out in English? They probably would not. Another thing I should mention is that regarding this game getting a release anytime soon, when Mamida no Bakeru, you know, that Goemon type game that came out on Switch, there was a full English patch for that you could download and attach to your ROM. They got a cease and desist, and at the time, it felt like, well, why are you cease and desisting this? Because there's no international version. And then it turns out, a couple months back, we actually did get a English version of that game. So I feel like if they were going to do it, and they were planning on making a English version at least, that they would have cease and desisted this patch already. Because it's gotten the rounds on the internet. A lot of people have been using it. And so far, nothing of the sort has happened. And the only reason that they would do that is if there was going to be some kind of legal alternative. Just like when AM2R got shut down after like 2 days, like over the weekend. The only reason they did that was because they had an actual Metroid 2 remake that was coming to the 3DS. Now, pretty much anyone will tell you the fan one is better. The fan one sure as hell runs better. But Nintendo saw it as a threat because it was a free alternative to something they were selling. But, I don't know. It's best not to get too hopeful, but I feel like the ball's in their court. They really want to do something with these games again. They have a perfect opportunity. It's just up to them to do it. And last time they did absolutely nothing of worth at all. They had nothing to announce. They had literally a guitar that was like $2,000, an $800 rice cooker, and then they kept shilling the mobile game that didn't even survive the rest of that year. So, literally nothing. You know, people would have complained if they announced, like, another stage play or an anime season, but, like, at least you would still be able to consume that, right? The guitar is pointless. The rice cooker is cool. It has Yukimura and Masamune saying lines, but I don't really think most sane people would pay $800 for a rice cooker. And then the mobile game, obviously, is dead. Has been dead and barely survived a few months after that presentation. So, I think that was the worst, like, anniversary stream I've ever watched. I feel like we're getting the Tales 30th one is coming up very soon. They'd be hard-pressed to do worse than the BASARA 15th. It would legit be very difficult to be worse than that. You know, some people still would have complained if they even did do a remaster, because it's not a new game, but that would have been the lesser of two evils for sure. Than shilling some mobile game that had like a couple months left to live. There was like nothing on there that the average person could consume. They didn't have a stage play, they didn't have an anime. You know, the merchandise was way too expensive, and then people already weren't playing in the gacha game. If they had been, they wouldn't have shut down. I don't know, we'll see. Next year's the God Hand 20th anniversary. They need to do something. They need to remaster that game, like, desperately. That game desperately needs a remaster. The game needs it far more than this does, that's for sure. It doesn't seem like they're gonna do anything with that either. I think the franchise is already dead. The last anniversary was felt like a funeral service. People already don't like when companies do like a celebration of a franchise and you just announce a mobile game. People already don't like that. But like, the game already wasn't popular. No one was playing it, because there are better options for games that like play themselves. It's like right now all these Genshin clones, and it's like, you know, they might do things better, but Genshin is basically an invincible game, right? It won't shut down, which is why people keep playing it. People actively hate the game, and they hate play it, but they know that it won't shut down. There's so many Genshin clones coming out, and it's just like, who is this for? It doesn't matter if you do something better. The game has to make money. It has to get donations constantly, or it dies. And like, people are already invested in ones that pretty much are guaranteed to not shut down. So it's a shame, because like a BASARA gacha game was actually a really cool concept. I wouldn't have been opposed to it if it played like the actual games, but it didn't. It's one of those face roll autoplay games. There are already plenty of those. I felt like that was their last attempt at like trying to make the games more accessible, because these games are pretty hard to get into, and they have such a large subset of the fan base that doesn't interact with the combat. I mean, which is fine. They contribute to the franchise more than I do. But I felt that's why they made the mobile game so dumbed down, but obviously it backfired. It wasn't attracting those people. Just game doesn't need a PS5 remaster. It needs... If they want to make money and see if there's a reason to bring the games back, they need to put it on Switch 2, period. Because the Musou games that were on the last Switch, the first Switch, sold like way more than the ones on other platforms. An insane amount more. Putting it on PS5 would be a complete waste. Nintendo crowd is more down to play games like this. They have an audience for it, they just need to... Well, yeah, that's how most people play this game. I'll be the first to tell you, this game does a really shit job of teaching you how to play. It's the same problem with fighting game onboarding, right? Most fighting games have shit tutorials, or they have combo trials that are really difficult, but like also completely pointless for like a real match. This game has that same problem. It is the deepest combat system out of any Musou game, but it does a complete terrible job of teaching you how to play. So, you can't fault people for button mashing. You know, Street Fighter 6 has made some pretty good efforts in fixing stuff like that, which is why people are playing that as their first fighting game and actually doing well. It's not because the game is dumbed down, because their onboarding got better. Why do you think I have videos of this game that have like 20,000 views? I'll tell you why. Because the game, even when you speak the language, you speak Japanese, it still doesn't teach you how to play. The language barrier has very little bearing on how to play the characters in this game. I mean, obviously if you speak or at least read Japanese, it helps. But the game has terrible onboarding. So, oh, it's a glitch. It's a glitch because I didn't patch it properly. And it's too lazy to fix it. Yeah, this game has such a deep combat system, but you know, it encourages you to use it, but it doesn't teach you how to use it. Which is why I did all those tutorial videos. I wouldn't be surprised if there were Japanese people watching those too. It wouldn't surprise me at all. The onboarding in this game is terrible. It's pretty much like fighting games from this era 10 years ago. Not teaching you how to play at all. Or teaching you how to play the game in the wrong way. That stuff matters. KOF 14 was a good example. The combos they taught you were like not at all practical. People were struggling to do them. I mean, like, you know, there's easier combos that actually do damage. This game does not have any useful tutorial for how to play the characters, like, at all. Yeah, I wouldn't. You should make fun of people for button mashing anyway, unless they brag that they're good at the game, in which case you might want to say something. But yeah, it's definitely a flaw with this game. One of the biggest flaws it has is how terrible the onboarding is. There's nothing in this game that tells you how the combo system works. Absolutely nothing that tells you how it works. You have to go watch a video or look at a guide. Like, absolutely no onboarding in this game at all. Not like you can't figure it out yourself, but... you know, the game should make it easier. There's a lot of depth to be found in this game, but you gotta be a turbo nerd to figure it out, or look for a channel like mine, and I'm obviously not a big channel. But yeah, the guides I did for this are popular for a reason, and it's not because of me, because I was the only person that was explaining it in English, and the game does not teach you at all. It doesn't matter if you can speak or read Japanese, the onboarding is just as bad. It makes very little difference, actually. Yeah, if you go in the skills menu, it does teach you a little bit, but nowhere near enough. Not to the point where it would really be a main resource for how to learn how to play. You have to look elsewhere. That's something they would definitely need to fix if they bring it back somehow. I know I'm not popular because I don't do things that are popular, and I don't clickbait. That's why. But that's why you people like the channel. That's why you guys like the channel, because I don't do that. But I just don't want to do that because I hate looking for game footage on YouTube. It's all clickbait, or people that don't know what they're talking about. I try to make a difference. What little difference I can, I try to make. But yeah, the videos for this did well mostly because of the game. The game does a complete shit job of teaching you how to play, and I was the only person, for the most part, that was doing it in English. It's not the quality of my videos or my personality. It's the game sucks balls at teaching you how to play. It's the only reason. I think those videos are pretty good, and they show how the game is meant to be played, but realistically the game should do that, right? Like, Zenless Zone Zero recently got an update that just tells you the best things to level for the character and the best build and stuff, and I saw a bunch of Hoyoverse content creators complaining about that. I'm like, it's a good thing. Yes, it's going to hurt your wallet, but that's what the game should be doing, right? It should have proper onboarding in the game itself. You should not have to go to YouTube to learn how to play the game. Which is exactly what BASARA is. You cannot learn how to play that game by yourself. There is just too much depth to every single character and all the systems. And the game does absolutely nothing to teach you. So, you have to go find a channel like mine. I saw some people saying, like, what are the creators going to do? I'm like, well, it's good that they're doing that. Especially for a gacha game where, you know, resources and stuff are time-gated. You don't want people wasting resources leveling up the wrong things, because it might take, like, weeks to get it back. It's actually really good that they have that system. Now, I am not a content creator for that game. I'm not at all. But, I wholeheartedly welcome the fact that they're doing that. It's very smart. Even if I was a content creator for that game, I would welcome them doing that, because gacha games need good onboarding more than anything else. You know, you're dealing with time gating and timers and stuff. You want to make sure that, you know, people don't waste their time. I found it to be a little bit suspect that people didn't like that they put that stuff in the game. The content creators didn't like it. I'm like, well, I think it's a good thing. Most of my popular videos on this channel are for games that have shit onboarding and don't teach you how to play. So literally the only way you can find how to play it is by looking for some Turbo Nerds channel like mine. That's not how it should be. The game should teach you. It's the same problem with fighting games, like how like Skullgirls still has like one of the best tutorials out of any fighting game. But then like all these games that are coming out after it are worse. Skullgirls actually taught you like legit how to play fighting games. It taught you the whole process. I would recommend anybody to buy Skullgirls just for the tutorial. If you want to learn how to play fighting games, it teaches you all the fundamentals. And then there's games like KOF 14 that has like 3-hit combos. It doesn't teach you how to play. It's like, how are you letting yourself get shown up by an indie game made by like a couple people? It's like, come on now. You should welcome games actually teaching you how to play in the game itself. But yeah, I've seen some Zenless creators not liking that they have that in there. I'm like, there's still plenty of stuff you can make for it. They're just making the onboarding better. Like, yeah, I don't really... I play that game casually. I'm not hardcore into it like this. But, you know, if I get a character in that game, I don't want to look at somebody's overly produced 20-minute video. Like, just tell me what to put on the character. It's really nice that they have that in there. I think it's actually really awesome that they have that. That should be the standard. Like, BASARA has an entire anti-infinite system that you basically have to learn to combo officers. Does it teach you anywhere? No. You have to go find a Turbo Nerds channel to figure out. Which is doing the game a disservice. It has such incredible combat. It still hasn't been topped by any other Musou game. The only thing that even comes close is Orochi 4. But, you know, the game doesn't teach you that stuff, so... I don't fault people for just kind of button mashing in BASARA. How are you going to know how to do anything else? They need to stop making, like, deep combat games and have such garbage onboarding that they basically rely on turbo combat nerds like me to explain the game for them when it should be their job. And yeah, it's nice when I get like $150 for explaining one of those games to people, but realistically the game should do that, right? That's the game's job. It's the developer's job to do that. Hey, good night, man. Thank you. That's why, like, most fighting game trials are legit useless, because they teach you bad habits. They teach you combos that aren't good for a real match. It's the same thing. You have to go to some Turbo Nerds channel, like mine, to learn how to play the game. Fighting games and deep melee combat games actually have a lot in common. Having terrible resources for like learning how to play, which is why they have such an over-reliance on content creators. Well, Strive is, that's part of the reason why Strive is successful. A lot of people will say it's because they dumbed the game down. And yes, there is some truth to that, obviously. But the onboarding in Strive and Rev 2 is actually really good. The problem with Rev 2 is it's still a turbo nerd game, right? You know, that tutorial is very good, but you know, you're still gonna get killed by a turbo nerd. But the fact that they actually tried to have a good tutorial really helps. It's part of why Strive is successful. It's not entirely the reason, you know, obviously they did dumb the game down a lot, but they put effort into good onboarding, and that kind of stuff is more important than people want to admit. People underestimate how much onboarding matters to get people to play niche games. It's a huge factor. But until recently, it's been largely ignored. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice when I make a guide like that for some niche action game and actually make decent money off the channel for a month for a change, but ideally, I would totally sacrifice what little money I make for the game to just have all that shit in the package itself. Because the game is not going to grow because some turbo nerd with 11,000 subscribers like me is making a tutorial. It would grow more if, you know, they actually taught you that stuff in the game. Which is like the biggest problem with BASARA 4. There's absolutely no onboarding. Battle for the Grid actually has a pretty good tutorial as well. It's not as good as Skullgirls, but it is pretty competent. Now that game has a Trials mod, I would definitely recommend that game to people for anybody who wants a combo game to play. That game is awesome. Like, the last fighting game I really enjoyed was that, pretty much. I haven't enjoyed any since. It wasn't just because I'm a big Toku fan. Like, I actually legit liked the gameplay. It was very fun. I'm sad that it's dead. I'm secretly hoping they're going to announce a sequel soon. Let's put, like, more cool Rangers in there. Keep the gameplay the same. Maybe add more stuff to it. I would be down. I would put easy 100 hours into that. I'll show what I'm talking about in Zenless. I'll show what I'm talking about in Zenless. Well, this game is on my shit list because I lost the 50-50, but I didn't rage uninstall. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in terms of good onboarding. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So an example of like what all gacha games should have by default day one. I don't really want to play this game anymore because I lost a 50-50 and I despise that system. And you get such a shit value for your dollar in this game, but regarding the current topic, I'll log into it for a little bit. Yeah, I would much rather play Aethergazer, which respects my time and money. This game does not. Gives you a big middle finger with that 50-50. Like, hey, fuck you. Too bad. Here's some crap character you don't want instead. Anyway, go ahead and go to
I only handle
this guy right
I
here.
shall follow your orders.
See, they have this whole system right here. It tells you exactly how many materials you need. They have like plans. They tell you what to prioritize. They even tell you the stats that you need. Like, this is a really cool onboarding system. It should have been in the game from the start. But the fact that they added this at all is one of the few things I would actively praise about this game. It's really cool that they have this. You know, I've seen content creators complaining they don't like that this is in there because it gives them less to do. It's like, well, this is what the game should strive for in the first place, is having something like this. So that you don't need content creators. And there's still plenty of stuff you can make, right? You can still make video demonstrations. You can show people the performance of how teams work, the team composition and stuff. You can still do all of that. It's just to start playing the game, you do not have to go to some Turbo Nerd's channel to find out how. And despite that hurting my bottom line, I think that is a very good thing, because I don't know everything about every game ever made. You know, sometimes I just want to have these resources in the game itself. I don't want to have to look for somebody else's content. It's actually really cool that they have this. I think this is one of the few objective good things about this game. Like, this is very in-depth. All the stuff that they're showing you. It's incredible to have all this. Anyway, the gacha still sucks, so I'm logging off, but there's my point. The monetization is still hot dog water, but I was actually really pleased when they had something like that in the game. Now, like, a huge chunk of this channel's success, or lack thereof, is because I play games with shit onboarding. Like, terrible tutorials, or no tutorial at all, despite putting a crazy amount of effort into combat depth, and skill expression, and player expression. They have terrible onboarding, and the game does a terrible job of teaching you. That's the only reason my channel has any views. My gameplay might be above average most of the time, but the real stuff that gets views is the guides, because most games with deep combat have terrible in-game tutorials that either don't make sense, or they don't really actually teach you how to play, or they give you like 10% of what you need to know, and then the rest is just learning how to play, which is like somebody like me has the patience to learn how to play the game. I don't necessarily need to be taught, but the average person does not have that patience. The average person's playing like 5 gacha games right now, and they've got a battle pass on every one. Them wanting to play something like those games at all is already a bit of a miracle. But then when you have terrible onboarding, it ensures that they won't stick around. So I'm actually really proud of Zenless for having a system like that. That's awesome that they have that in the game. It's like they still have a content creator program as well, so it's not like those people are out of a job. They just have to approach it differently. But yeah, there's like so much less of a need to go on someone's channel and learn how to play the game, and I think that is really cool. Vastly underrated. Anyway, let me see what the next game is going to be. Gonna wait until PGR reset. What do we got here? Oh, I have an idea. No, they wouldn't have Lou Pat in a Power Rangers game because they didn't adapt that series. It would go as far as Ryu Soldier, which was Cosmic Fury and Dino Fury. But they still have a lot of characters they could add. I'm surprised they haven't like announced one already because they have all those models from Legacy Wars. They just would need to turn them into more complete characters because the mobile game is kind of face roll gameplay. It's like kind of a fighting game, but not really. But if you're a Sentai fan, the roster in that game is unmatched. The roster in that game is crazy legit, but the game itself is kind of like, if you even have a remote interest in fighting games, probably won't like it. It's a weird game because it's like made for normies, but then they have like it's based on such a niche franchise. I don't know how much it really helps. I guess it's like one of the only decent fighting games you can play on mobile. It actually gets like updates and stuff. I have one thing to say about the next game in this series. It better not run like this one does. This game runs so bad. I really hope that they'll get it together next time. Because this game is really a really awesome game, but it runs so badly. Legit, like, not wanting to get a Switch 2 because this is the only game I want to play on their launch lineup. Well, their first quarter lineup, I mean. I guess launch window would be the proper word. For anyone watching this and thinking this looks cool, word of warning, does not run like this on actual hardware. Be warned, your eyes will hate you. If you're gonna play this game, 60 FPS is not enough. There's another really bad problem with this game, which is the, not the onboarding. This game actually has pretty good onboarding. It teaches you everything you need to know to play the game well, but the gear system in this game sucks. It takes too long to get the things that you want, and by the time that you optimize the character, there's like no content left. So, I'd recommend like beating the story as is, but then like after you get past that point, just go get the cheat table to edit your gear. The grind in this game to get an optimized weapon is like 30 times longer than any other Musou game. It felt like it was designed for like a service game. You know, some kind of like hypothetical Musou gacha game that needed to keep you playing, so they can't let you get your weapon in a respectable amount of time. That's pretty much how the crafting system, the weapon fusion works in this game. It's like, were you like planning, was this like supposed to be like a gacha game at some point, and they kept like the insane grind and time wasting in, even though, you know, it's a paid product? This game legit does feel like that, because I cleared, as you can see, most of the content, a decent chunk of it, and I only had like one optimized character. I don't know what they were thinking, but the frame rate is not the only problem with this game. It's the main problem, but also how long it takes to get a good weapon. If you want to do like maximization in this game, it's so painful to do it. This game does not respect your time with the weapons. You get so many crap weapons, and the system is kind of unintuitive, so you don't hear many people talk about that. I don't think many people played it to get to that point, but it is a legit problem with this game. It's kind of like that No Rest for the Wicked game. Had like mobile game timers and stuff. It's like, why? They haven't shown any gameplay of the new one yet.
You did well.
My turn. This smells quite promising.
Exquisite.
Exquisite. This is over. Wow! This is over. Be still.
Why you?
Be still. An opening.
This is the coolest character. He's the coolest character in this game by far. Like the most fun moveset. Got him maxed out. Awesome character. Alright, got most of those shaders compiled for that. I'll be playing that for Muso May. What else do I got? I tried Three Hopes. It's running really bad in the emulator right now. But I'll try to optimize it later, I guess. I don't feel like doing that right now. I guess we'll just go back on PGR and then probably kill the stream. I'm running out of steam. It's gonna reset in like 8 minutes anyway. Go ahead and get this done.
規則正しい生活だと人は錆びちまうぜ。つまんねえな。でもまあ 毎日お前のそばにいるなら飽きることもねえかな。よっしゃ、今日は何する相棒。へん。
What is this, a DMC3 scenario? Lilith becomes a boss, and then becomes a playable character in a change of hearts to fight herself. That's what the game is telling me right now. She's still a boss. You're gonna have Mortal Kombat mirror matches. Alright. Maybe it's time to retire her as a boss. Can't do any of these until Lilith comes out. What's Clash Reflection this week? I'm gonna hold off on this too and get it done quick, because I've got enough vouchers to get her to Triple S, I think. Actually, no, I don't. I lied. Well, when I buy the Battle Pass, I should. Alright, I'm just gonna wait here for a few minutes, do this, and probably log off for the night. I might do some streams in my Discord. Games I do not deem worthy of being on main. Which is probably FF7 Rebirth. I'm probably gonna mod the crap out of that game. Maybe I'll play it until some new releases come out, but I'm on the fence. Mostly wanted to get Muso May stuff ready this stream, which I kind of already did. Tomorrow's video is Batride War Genesis, and then I haven't decided what the next game's going to be, but probably Age of Calamity. Lost Soul aside, why did you have to get delayed? Could have been playing that in like a week. Now it's all the way at the end of the summer. Sucks, man. That's why I've just been doing random stuff this month. There just isn't anything else to do. Kazan update was kind of crap, and I didn't feel it was worth doing. What is it coming out next to? What RPG? What game are you talking about? I don't know what it is. It's also coming out a day before Shinobi, so going to have to do a clone jutsu to play both of those games. That's what really sucks for me. You know, August was mostly Shinobi for me, but since Lost Soul Aside got pushed back, they're both within a day of each other. I know for the channel's growth I'm going to have to do Lost Soul Aside, but I'm actually really excited for Shinobi as well. And now they're literally a day apart. Shinobi's probably like a 2-sitting game, realistically. But yeah, that's two larger games that I'm going to be playing within a day of each other now because of the delay. I do know some people at Dotemu, so maybe I will get a review key, and that will relieve me of having to play 2 new games on the same day, but I don't want to rely on that. Lost Soul aside, unless I can get a hold of somebody who can see that I'm a turbo nerd for these kinds of games, I'm not going to get a review key for that either. That's just not going to happen. I will probably pre-order that game like everybody else. Alright, I'm out of steam. I'll hang out on my Discord for a little bit while I prepare more for Muso Mei, which is basically just compiling shaders, so the video isn't stuttery. I'm gonna do a little bit of that in my Discord, so if you guys want to hang out there, I'll be in there, but I'm done for tonight. I'll be uploading the Kamen Rider video for Muso Mei in a little bit as well. So that'll be tomorrow's video. I also got cleared to announce, not announce, but release something really cool at the end of the week. So after I do like 5, 6, 7 days of this, I'm going to be releasing something big for you guys that was made by somebody. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to go ahead and chill on my Discord and just not worry about entertaining people right now. But yeah, happy Muso May, everybody. Tomorrow should be the last video with no commentary, or today, actually. It's already midnight. And then after that will be commentated stuff, but I've got to get it all ready. I'll probably do Orochi Z. That might actually not be commentated as well. Depends on if my capture card is working. But yeah, that's on the list as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. You want to join my Discord? I do secret streams in there. There you go. I'll see you guys later.